You are watching an Al Bear review. Cue the music.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, be sure to subscribe, like, share, comment. You know the vibes. Happy Friday. I'm going to put my theory out there. I believe Frank is going to kill Annalise. And let me tell you why. The murder weapon at the end of the show made me feel that it was going to be Frank. Let me explain. The end of the show went off with the FBI questioning Michaela about why is her fingerprints on the murder weapon that killed Annalise. And in order for that weapon to kill Annalise, or Michaela to quote unquote be framed, as they leading me to believe the person who killed Annalise had to be there while all of them having that conversation, and Michaela was just playing with it throughout the conversation. So the reason I believe it's gonna be Frank, and I got to give a shout out, Joel Jackson, she may be right. Wes could possibly still be alive. I don't want to believe it, but the more and more I'm watching this show, my mind is going into places that I can believe he's alive. But let me get back to the Frank. Frank would do anything for Laurel. And Laurel would do anything to bring Wes back. Anything. So, what if Wes is still alive? How he's still alive, I don't know. But in order for Wes to resurface, he wants to get even with Annalise and basically take her life. And what better person to take her life than somebody close to her who she'll never see it coming from? And you know this show is always the unexpected, the person that we least expect to do it. So, saying all that, I believe Laurel is going to get in contact with Frank some way. Don't know how, but they're going to get together some way, somehow. And long story short, Frank is gonna be the one to kill Annalise. That is what I believe. But so now we on to the show. So the show pretty much picked up where it left off last week. Michaela wanting to know about her dad and calling Annalise out her name, saying that she the B, the I, the T, and the CH, and that she don't believe her and all of that. So this leads Michaela to going on a search for her dad. Now her dad pretty much buried in the system. He was found guilty of killing her birth mom. So I don't really understand why she would even want to find this guy. That in itself is just too much. And she was just like, he could have been framed. You know, blacks are always framed and yada yada yada. So anyway, long story short, she go to this prison. She comes up short. She finally goes to a prison where he could be and find out that he died. And she go to Annalise and said, only if you would have told me he died last year, I could have met him, I could have seen him. And Annalise swore up and down she didn't put two and two together until after she picked the Keaton 5. And Michaela crying and telling Annalise how much she hates her, but at the same time wanting Annalise to play mama and hug her and all that type of stuff. So moving on. So Gabriel's mom, Vivian pulls up on Annalise at school, just being real disrespectful, as if she, she's somebody. You a crackhead. You a meth head. Don't pull up on AK like you somebody. You feel where I'm coming from? So, she talking all this talk, and long story short, and at least tell her, like, look, you mad at me for a man that left you. Y'all were married and he came over here all this. You feel me? You made that wrong person. But yet, if you come here to get your son, just go talk to him, apologize, and go home. So fast forward, Michaela, Gabriel, they in their emotions about their parents' situation. So I don't know what led, they had their little sex scene, but Gabriel told Michaela that he killed his mom's boyfriend. Right? Okay, cool, fine. I'm gonna be like, okay, so what? Okay, so what? She goes back and tell the Keaton 5, the rest of the crew. And so after Vivian got through attacking Annalise at her place of employment, Asher, he was there. And so Asher was like, we got to get rid of Gabriel. and I know just the perfect way to do it. And he said Gabriel murdered Vivian's ex-boyfriend. And so fast forward, I believe Vivian, I'm getting ahead of myself. So fast forward, Nate is telling Tegan. He got to tell on Tegan is that it ain't coming off. You can't. Nate is on him. So Nate earlier he gives Annalise a little information earlier in the episode about Tegan helped get Laurel back in Mexico when she was kidnapped. And then, which even more makes me believe Laurel is going to get Frank to kill, and at least because this heifer has been kidnapped before in the past. And Tegan may be working with them, but let me stay on what I'm trying to get to. So Frank stays on the tail of Tegan. Then he notices that Tegan meets up with Vivian, which is Gabriel's mom. And basically, Gabriel's mom, she sounds like she has some education and she's very smart. She just loves that crack. She, hey, look, the smarter people, they love them drugs, Hey, to each his own. You feel me? And she basically threatening Tegan with lawsuits if she don't, get rid of Annalise, because if Annalise is connected to anything illegal, that she will sue her as well as the law firm over it, especially if her son has any involvement. So Tegan goes to tell Annalise about the conversation. Now, of course, Nate done put doubt all up in Annalise's head. So as Tegan letting her know what the conversation was about, Annalise was like, "Are you working against me? You plotting against me?" And so Tegan was like, "No, I'm your girl. I'm your friend. You need me more than I need you," which is true because, like Tegan said, while you was, on vacation, I covered for you with the FBI while you was out there in rehab. She said, "I got your back." So fast forward, Vivian pulls up to the law firm to have a conversation with Annalise. And this scene here, man, it had me going. Now, the only thing you were missing was one line, because Annalise was like, look at us, two strong black women ready to kill and fight each other over a man. No, you should have said white man. That would have had me, it probably would have made me cry. But basically, Annalise admitted that she knew Sam was married, but she also knew Sam wanted her in their therapy sessions, which made her want him. So she let Sam make a pass at her, and she knew Sam would leave Vivian for her. You feel where I'm coming from? But also, to take it a step deeper, Vivian was like, what she loved the most about Sam was he saw the ugliest person inside of her, but he still loved her. And I just wanted Annalise to be like, well, he damn sure didn't do that with me. It wasn't no love with me, especially after we lost our child. But that's just me wishing for a little more. I'm a little greedy when it comes to this show. But they shared a moment. Annalise tells her to get her things and her belongings and her son, go home, leave the FBI alone. Which I wish she would, because like I said, I ain't got time to be dealing with Vivian working with the FBI, trying to bring down AK. When our sole mission is to find out who is going to kill Annalise, and I believe it's going to be Frank with the West Order. So anyways, moving on. So, let's talk a little bit about Frank. So this episode, Frank goes ghost. He finds this key to a lockbox. He goes to the lockbox and basically gets some information that there's one other person named on the lockbox besides Laurel. So who could it be? Frank thinks that it's her father. So he pays him a visit in prison. And the father not trying to talk to him, but as soon as Frank showed that man the key, he came and sat his behind down. And so he already know what's in there. So that made me think too, Laurel is behind the death of Annalise Keaton. That like it really making me think this because Laura went and removed what was in the lockbox because once Frank figured out that West's name was on it from Annalise was like, his West's name is on it. He go get a fake ID made and he go check the lockbox and come to find out there's nothing in it. And he asked, has anybody come and, got in and out? And she was just like, Laurel cast, whatever her last name 3 days ago. Laurel is behind killing Annalise, folks. And I believe she gonna get Frank to do it. I truly believe it. So anyways, that's what Frank got going on this episode. And Bonnie, she loses her job because she, what did Bonnie do? Bonnie, she wants to prosecute Vivian, and the only way to do it is to create some fake charges or whatever to get her case files unsealed, and they find out that Vivian was a drug trafficker. She got arrested last year and she on probation. Long story short, Bonnie get fired. So now we don't have anybody on the inside because like the FBI already investigating, and now Bonnie, you looking even more guilty. It's just, it's just too much. So that's them. Now let's talk about Connor and Asher's court case. So this is their senior year in college, finally. It's obviously coming to an end. And Annalise assigns Connor and Asher a case, basically dealing with a minor who is obviously not from the USA, who is looking to be deported or whatever. So long story short, Connor and Asher, they trying to figure out whatever they can to get this little boy back reunited with his parents, but they keep coming up short. So Connor is begging Annalise for help. And Annalise was like, I'm not going to give you help at all because after this semester, I won't be here to pick up the pieces. So, long story short, the little boy is definitely experiencing some PTSD. He draws a drawing of an ICE officer with a gun, and he's terrified of the ICE people. So, Connor, Asher, one of them they call Tegan, because she speaks Spanish to translate. They figure out some things, and Tegan, not Tegan, but Oliver, he comes, sneaks a cell phone in. The boy FaceTime his mom, and basically, Connor and Asher plan is to get the mom some type of asylum, however you pronounce the word, so that she could testify against what goes on back home and why the child needs to be here. Now, fast forward to the court scene, which was actually pretty good. Connor is first chair. He's arguing why the child shouldn't be, deported. So he comes up with a great idea to call a witness to the stand who has an ICE jacket on. And as soon as the guy gets up, walk toward the stand, the little boy, he freaks out, goes crazy, and he points to the fact that this little boy definitely has PTSD from his experiences with ICE, which is why he's responding like this. And next thing you know, Tegan pulls out her inner Annalise Keaton. She goes full mode. She tell Asher to look up a court case. Next thing you know, they start spitting out court cases back to support their argument. Tegan got up and, said what she said. Well, Tegan was looking like Annalise up in there. And it just made me feel like we need at least a couple, not just one more. We need a couple episodes where Annalise and Tegan are first and second chair taking on the criminal justice system. Now, Tegan, she was bad now. She was bad, boy. But anyways, Tegan was bad, boy. Y'all know she was bad, man. She was bad, man. Her and Annalise in that courtroom, boy. Yes. But anyways, I believe that's it for the recap. Let me see if I missed anything. Connor, Asher, Gabriel, Mama, Frank visit Laura, Daddy. Bonnie get fired. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. And like I said, the show went off giving us little snippets about what the girl and Michaela being asked about the whole murder weapon. But that's my theory. Wes may still be alive. I said it here. Wes may still be alive, but that's all I have. I hope y'all have a happy Friday, a great weekend. I'll holler at you guys next week. Peace.